linda está aquí, 8 candelas para mí. Chanukah linda está aquí, 8 candelas para mí. Hoy una candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Muchas fiestas por fazer, con alegrías y placer. Muchas fiestas por fazer, con alegrías y placer. Hoy una candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Los pastelitos voy a comer con almendricas y la miel. Los pastelicos voy a comer con almendricas y la miel. Hoy una candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Chanukah linda está aquí, 8 candelas para mí. Chanukah linda está aquí, 8 candelas para mí. Oh, una candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí.
Hello everybody, happy Chanukah and welcome into my home. This year, as in all years, we will be celebrating Chanukah at home. And we're going to try to make it extra special because this has to make up for all of the community celebrations that we can't have. So I have this lovely Chanukiot that my daughter made in school when she was a little girl. And I have another Chanukiot that looks like the temple in Jerusalem, which I really love. I've got a few dreidels here, and we'll be playing some dreidel games later with chocolate coins. You can see that I've also put out some delicious Chanukah food. We have our levivot, as they are called in Hebrew, or latkes. I have some Chanukah cookies in the shape of a Magen David, a dreidel, and a Chanukiot. And I also have some delicious sufganiyot that we're going to enjoy as a family. Every night we're going to light a candle together. Tonight is number 4. And we're looking forward to lighting with Rabbi Mass and all of you. Wishing you all a very happy Chanukah.
Thank you, Rena, and welcome everyone. I'll be sure that I acknowledge who is here because, as always, you know us, you know Shaarey Zedek. The chat is always open. So we welcome Alan, Thelma Sures, Alice Weissmann, Bonnie Robinson, Sarah Bloomberg. Yes, I'm wearing my Chanukah t-shirt that I was wearing this morning. Who else is here? Sid and Barb Kowal, Feige Hecht, welcome. Bonnie, I said, Mark Kamenkovich, happy Chanukah to you. Joanne, Sif, and family. Oh, you're on for a treat, Joanne. You're gonna love the music and the craft and everything. Jerome Fomin, Fabiana, and Jorge. Hola. Marvin and Sandy, Kathy, Hiller. Yeah, the wait word was the first one, the wait. Yeah, that's the funny thing of the English, right? Different words with the same sound. Hello, Hava Salita. Who else is here? Valerie, Leon Pinkovich, Errol Parrish, Rosie Gordon, Yuri Chirac, Corinne. From the Bad Call Committee. welcome. And Chag Sameach, happy Hanukkah for everyone. I'm from Argentina, Sarah. Why do you ask? Yeah, I'm from Argentina. And I'm pretty sure you know somebody else from Argentina because everybody knows somebody from Argentina. Alina Lashev is here. And so many people. It's great to see you all celebrating together with the Shaarey Zedek family. So, traditionally we will have this event at the building, at the synagogue. But because of all the restrictions that we have to go virtual. So we are physically separated, but it doesn't mean that we have to be separated at all. We could be connected in spirit, and we could be connected in the presence of God, and we can be connected because we are all celebrating Chanukah together. Hello, Phyllis Leibman, Jackie Sipe. Welcome. And we have a great program for you. You already heard one of the songs that I recorded before. This Ocho Candelicas, which, by the way, is not in Spanish, it's in Ladino, which is the equivalent to the Yiddish that it used to be spoken by the Jews in Western Europe, right? If you were come from Spain, from Morocco, from Portugal, and if you were a Jew, chances are that you learn also Ladino, which is a blend of Hebrew and Old Spanish. That's why it sounds so similar to Spanish. And Ocho Candelicas, the 8 candle song, is one of my favorites for Hanukkah. But I hope we have lots of kids watching this event, because right now we have for all the kids some arts and craft and a beautiful story that it was prepared by Leslie Emery and her girls. And let's enjoy together.
Hello, I'm Leslie Emery.
Hi, I'm Cassidy.
And this is Allie. And who are you holding, Cassidy?
This is Stella.
We wanted to show you the Hanukkah craft that we made this year. We made some Hanukkah home decor. Cassidy, show them what's behind us.
Well, we made these three little hammers, and we made them with our mom painting our hands, and we put them on a piece of paper.
Afterwards, I cut out the dreidel shapes and we laminated them and put the date on the back so we can remember forever how big the girls' hands were in 2020. We hope you're doing well. Would you like to join us for an adventure in the land of make-believe? I think Allie does.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you there. Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach. See you there.
Whoa!
Did you see that?
I did! Those were some of the fastest horses I've ever seen. Whoa. What is this place?
Yeah, what are these?
I've never seen anything quite like it. What is that strange language?
Yeah, what is that strange language?
I don't know what it could be. Well, I wonder. These look kind of like they might be some sort of letters.
Yeah.
From an ancient alphabet. I seem to remember a story my great-grandma told me long ago about a people who lived nearby who celebrated. Whoa, look at those. Those are some of the hugest handprints I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, ours are much too small to fit. Mine only fit a teeny bit in the thumb.
Wow, I wonder where those came from.
Don't-
Beautiful. Maybe we should try that sometime.
Maybe.
And these things.
What are
I
they?
wonder if I picked one up, would it maybe even... Whoa! Did you see that? It spun right off a cliff.
Whoa, I'm gonna... Wow!
Careful! Thank you so much. I have a feeling there's some sort of important significance behind these things. We're going to have to do a little bit of research.
Yeah.
I think it has something to do with the holiday called...
Meow, meow.
Called Meow Meow.
Yeah.
That must be it.
Yeah, that's meow, 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 meow. My mom told me this holiday. I just forgot. I have to remember.
What could it be?
I remember. It's Hanukkah.
Chanukah?
Yeah.
Chanukah?
Giant baby!
Oh no! Quick! Maybe somebody could tell us the story of Chanukah so we could just remember. Come on, Luna. Let's ride.
Come on, Ebony. Now, who can tell us the story of Hanukkah?
Who can tell us?
Meow, meow, meow. Yeah, who can tell us? Meow.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Thank you, Leslie, Cassie, and Ali for that wonderful land of make-believe, which, by the way, it already became almost like a trademark at Shaarey Zedek. For every holidays, we are planning to have a land of make-believe with Leslie and family. So, but it's not going to be me to tell the story of Chanukah. It's going to be Rabbi Leibl in a minute. But let's see who else is here in the chat. Because I just realized, Valerie, you are connected from France. Wow. Welcome. John, son of David. Welcome. Lori and Israel Bin Nun, Daniel Elbaze, Gred Brodsky, Andrea Arroyave, welcome, bienvenida. Marcelo Robles Castillo from Chile, good friend from Chile, welcome. Chag Sameach. Karen Aptekar. Who else is here? And that's it. Well, this is great to have you here. And one of the things that we learned in Hanukkah is that the word Hanukkah, which usually we translate as dedication or inauguration, because it's the dedication of the temple, right? The same word Hanukkah contains the root chinuch, which means education. This is also a time to learn. And we need somebody, as Leslie said, to tell us what is Hanukkah all about. That's why I'm about to invite Rabbi Matthew Leibl to tell us more about Chanukah. Before that, we welcome Rishona Hyman, I just see it here in the chat, and Rena Elbaze. Welcome. Welcome, the two of you. And let's learn a little bit more about Chanukah with Rabbi Matthew. Rabbi Matthew, what do you have to teach us?
So, it's actually very interesting that Leslie and Cassie are out searching for this missing dreidel. Some of you may be thinking, come on, Rabbi Matt, the dreidel, that's just a fun game. You know, we play it as kids. It's sort of the lighter parts of Hanukkah. It's just fun. You know, it's not as serious maybe as the candles. Well, actually, guess what? I'm here to tell you that the dreidel, that seemingly little just fun spinning top, holds the key to the meaning of the whole holiday of Hanukkah. For real. The dreidel is the key. If you stop to take a look at the dreidel and you realize it's not just a game, it actually has a hidden message right inside it. Now, before you go cracking open your dreidels like a piñata, don't. The message isn't inside. It's actually on the four faces in the four letters on the dreidel. Remember the letters? Nun. Gimel. Hey. And Shin. These are the four different Hebrew letters on the four faces each side of the dreidel. And if you've gotten good at dreidel, and not to brag, but I've never been beaten, you know that each one stands for something in the game. Nun means you don't get anything in the pot. Gimel means you win everything in the pot. Hey means you win half the pot, and Sheen means you have to put some of your chips or pennies or chocolates into the middle, into the pot. It's worse than nothing. You have to give up some of what you have. But those letters stand for so much more than just things you do in the game. Each letter stands for a Hebrew word, and together the 4 Hebrew words spell out a sentence that is the whole point of Chanukah. Nun, nes, a miracle, nes. Gimel, gadol, the word for big. Hey, haya, happened. Shin, sham, there. A great miracle happened there. Nes gadol haya sham. This is the secret message hidden inside the dreidel. Nes gadol haya sham. We're not just playing a game. Every time you hold a dreidel, you're actually holding something that reminds you that Chanukah is all about a miracle, a nes. And not just any kind of miracle, but an incredible miracle that happened there. So wait a second. If you don't know parts of the story, you may not be able to fully decode this message. So let me help you. I'll tell you what you need to know. Nes gadol haya sham. A great miracle happened there. What was the miracle? We'll get to it. Let's start with the there. Where's the there? The land of Israel. This is a story that happened 2,000 years ago, which sounds like a long time, but in Judaism, when some of the stories are 4,000 years old, you realize this story isn't actually that old. Anyway, 2,000 years ago, Jewish people were living in Israel. It wasn't called Israel, not important. And what happened was there was a battle. And this country got overtaken by a new group of people in charge, the Greeks. At this time, the Greeks had a huge empire. Their empire wasn't just Greece, if you look at a map. It went all the way east into Syria. It went south into Egypt. And at the time, it included Israel. The problem was the Greeks, at this time, they wanted everybody to be Greek. So if you had a religion or rituals or practices that weren't Greek, like the Jewish people did, the Greek people didn't like that. And they wouldn't let you practice your religion. They made rules, laws, banning other religions. And worse, the temple was standing at this time. The second temple, it was up. It was being used in Jerusalem. The holy temple, holiest place in the world. They went in there and they messed it up. They broke things. They brought animals in there that Jewish people never would. They wouldn't let Jewish people go in there. It was a bad scene. The temple was out of our hands. It was a dark time. So, when people talk about the nes, the miracle, there were actually 2 miracles. The first miracle was that there was an uprising, a rebellion, a fight back against the evil Greek people in charge at the time, led by one family in particular. And they were led, and they called, there was this man named Matityahu, and he had a whole bunch of sons. This was the family. They called themselves the Maccabees. Maccabee is Hebrew for hammer, the Hebrew hammers. And the leader of the brothers, I think there were 5 brothers, sons of Matityahu. The leader of the brothers was Yehudah, Judah, the Maccabee. And amazingly, they put together a kind of army, and they hid in the hills, and they took on the much stronger, much more powerful Greek army that had elephants. They didn't have elephants, but somehow, by a great miracle, the Maccabees and their army were able to win and defeat the Greeks. That was the first miracle. But that isn't even where it ends. Then, after the victory, came the cleanup, and especially going back into the temple. This was tough. You see, the Maccabees, the Jewish people, they went back into the temple. They wanted to rededicate it. Clean it up, get it ready to be used again. Put back everything the way it had been before. And this is where the second miracle comes in. You see, in the temple, there was a menorah. Not a Chanukiot. I know sometimes we get confused. A menorah, a special candelabra. Only it didn't hold candles. It gave off light. It had a bunch of different branches, 7 branches in particular. It was using oil, not candles. Remember, this is 2,000 years ago. You poured oil into the little lamps, you lit the oil, and it burned. In fact, that menorah has been with the Jewish people since they were in the wilderness. After they left Egypt, they built it in the desert, and they took it with them. It was in the Mishkan, and then it was in the Beit HaMikdash, the temple, that same menorah. And the rule was it had to be lit at all times. Night and day and night, it always had to be going. They had to keep relighting it and relighting it. So the Maccabees win, miracle number 1. They go into the temple. They want to relight this menorah. It's a big deal. They can't find any oil. This is a problem. They look and they look and they scour and they search. And finally, someone realizes there's no oil left. And it's going to take like a week to make more. But wait, in the corner, because that's where everything gets found, right? In the corner, hiding under something, a little tiny vat, a little tiny container of oil. Not enough to last a whole week before they could make more. But there was still a little bit of oil. So what did they do? They took a deep breath. They poured the little bit of oil into the menorah. They lit the menorah. And this is where the second miracle, maybe even the greater miracle of Chanukah happened. That little bit of oil burned in that menorah for not 1, not 2, not 3, but 8 full days. Enough time to make more oil. Right? They were making it from olive oil. And so it was a miracle. The menorah, which is always supposed to be burning, it can't go out, didn't. It stayed lit. And so what do we do to remember? Every year around the time of the victory, around the time of the rededication of the temple, we take our own special menorahs using candles that have 9 branches, 8 candles and 1 shamash, and each night we light an extra candle. It gets brighter and brighter and brighter as the holiday goes on, just as it was more miraculous with each day that that oil managed to stay burning. Someone recently in the 21st century said it would be like if your cell phone was on 1% battery and lasted a week. I guess. But the miracle, the story of Chanukah, the double miracles, I think that story is even better. Chag Sameach, everybody. Wishing you a happy Chanukah. Now, go play your dreidel. But wait, just in case, you may come across a dreidel that has a different 4th letter. I almost forgot. It may not have sheen. It may have a pei. What's this, you say? This would be a dreidel made in Israel. Because then the story, the code is Nes Gadol Haya Po. A great miracle happened here. No matter what, whether you're playing with a dreidel in Israel or outside of Israel, the letters are more than just a game. They're a code, a secret message to the whole point of the story and the whole point of the holiday. Bye, everyone. Chag Sameach.
Thank you, Rabbi Matthew. I would say that the dreidel wouldn't be made in Israel. It was probably made in China. The one with the pay is the one that they use in Israel. But it doesn't really mean that it was made in Israel. I don't know. But I have one of those that it was sent to me from Israel. So we had the opportunity to play this year with my son with a dreidel with the letter pay in there. So, but thank you so much for teaching us all those amazing things from Chanukah. And who else is here in the chat? I'm curious now. We have, let's see, Lloyd Secter is here. We have our friend Terry from the United States. Claire Breslaw, welcome. Chag Sameach. Carol Gutkin. Michelle. Dr. Debbie Pollack. Chag Sameach. Chag Sameach for everyone. And I would like to talk a little bit more about the dreidel because it has so many symbolisms that we at the Shaarey Zedek put together a little group to record a song about the dreidel. but not the typical dreidel songs that you probably know. This is a new song about the dreidel and about the symbolism of the dreidel. Hi Carolyn, hi Stacy, welcome, Chag Sameach. So I would like to play for you now this beautiful song about the dreidel that we put together just for you to celebrate Chanukah. So this is our message from the Shaarey Zedek for you. It's called Nes Gadol, a great miracle.
כל החיים הוא נמשל לסביבון, איננו משיגים את הסוף התוצאה. כל החיים הוא נמשל לסביבון, העיקר תקווה אל השם.
כל החיים הוא נמשל לסביבון, איננו משיגים את סוף התוצאה. כל החיים הוא נמשל לסביבון, העיקר תקווה אל השם, שנס גדול קורא לך. נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. כל החיים הוא נמשל לסביבון, איננו משיגים את הסוף התוצאה. כל החיים הוא נמשל לסביבון, העיקר תקווה אל השם.
כל החיים הוא נמשל לסביבון, איננו משיגים את הסוף התוצאה. כל החיים הוא נמשל לסביבון, העיקר תקווה אל השם, שנס גדול קורא לך.
נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. נס גדול היה שם סביבון סוף סוף, נס גדול היה שם סוף סוף סוף. נס גדול היה שם.
Thank you to Rabbi Matthew, Leslie, Rena, and Alice. We didn't have Bill, but he sent Alice to sing in the video. So it was great to have the team to put it together and to sing a different kind of song dedicated to the dreidel, because yes, life sometimes is like a dreidel, but it's also important to trust in Hashem every step of the way. And let's see who else is here. We have more people since the last time I talked to you guys. We have Reverend Peter Fast. Happy Hanukkah, my friend. Thank you for being there. Roberto Franco. Shula is here. Gregory Hyman is here. I recognize that name, even though it's not the full name, but I'm pretty sure it's him. Robert Didich. Thank you, Robert. Zelda Elkin. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. And it's time to talk about the other symbol of Hanukkah, which is the Chanukiot. And it's interesting because one of the things, I don't know if you notice, when you visit people, all the people's homes, and you realize that they have sometimes the most original Chanukiot. And there are so many different models. And we realize that we have lots of Chanukiot at the Shaarey Zedek. So our beloved Shammes, Bill Weissmann, took the time to put them all together, and he prepared a video talking about all the different Chanukiot that we have. Now, as he explained all the Chanukiot that we have at Shaarey Zedek, I would like to know from each one of you what kind of Chanukiah you have at home. So maybe you can use the chat to share a few details of the Chanukiot that you have. I'm very curious because, as I say, everywhere I go, I see many different models, and it's fascinating to see how much creativity there is with different people build their Chanukiot. So, Bill, I would like, why don't you share with us all the Chanukiot that we have at the Shaarey Zedek? Let's get to it.
Hello. On the table you see many different ways of how we can celebrate Hanukkah. Many of these have been donated to us. We've used them from time to time. But for example, this one was donated. It was made for us, I was told. And also I just noticed this one commemorates 1967, the Wailing Wall, also a donation to our synagogue. And again, for different dinners, we've used them on different tables. This one was not donated to us. I just borrowed it from the gift shop just to show you how much fun you can have. These golf clubs are very, very heavy. I don't play golf, so I don't know how heavy they really are. This one here is quite special. One of our congregants, Sid Ritter, made this. He's quite handy. And it was really quite useful when he first brought it. We thought it would work really, really well. You can take these out, put a candle in, and clean it out afterwards. It didn't prove very, very practical, unfortunately. So we only used it once or twice. This one has a special meaning to me. Many years ago, a young man came in from Israel, and he was looking to find a job or start a business in Winnipeg. It didn't work out. My wife Alice and I took him around to different places. When he went back to Israel, he sent us this as a present. Now, I have never seen this live, but this one is actually designed to use oil. And I'm deathly afraid of fire anyway, so we use this with candles rather than with oil. But if those that use that tradition, that's one of them. Speaking of that tradition, in our display case, this wonderful one was donated to us. It's a silver menorah, mid-19th century, Austrian-Hungarian, donated by Vida Parks and family in memory of Sid Parks. It's beautiful, very fragile, so we have not used it so far. This one is very special. This is handmade. It was donated to our synagogue by the Ein Karim School in Israel. It's obviously handmade, also very fragile, and it's in our display case. But the special one to me is this beautiful one right here. When I first saw it, I never saw anything like this before, nor have I seen it since. It was donated to us by Mr. and Mrs. Arnold Rice back in March of 1970. Now, I don't know this for a fact, but I asked around, and the story that I was told that they were traveling, I believe, in Africa, they said. And in a small village, they found this. You can tell by the carvings that it may very well be from there. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. For many years, the Winnipeg Art Gallery used to borrow this, and during Hanukkah, they would have it in display with some of the candles. I think once we actually burned some candles because it's wood. We were a little afraid of it. But as you can tell, we've been very fortunate over the years to have a large collection of these. We hope that you have a collection, large or small, and that you have a wonderful, healthy, safe Hanukkah. All the very best.
Thank you so much, Bill. It's very interesting to see all those Chanukiot together. If you come to the building at the Shaarey Zedek, you will see one here, one there, one that display, but to see them all together is something really special. So thank you so much. And we have more people coming to the party. So nice. Hello, Elaine Sommer, Liane Sorno, bringing greetings from Jana and Kyla. We're both part of Dor Hadash before the pandemic closed all the choirs. It's too bad that we cannot get together to sing every week. Who else is here? Marilyn Pearl, Gloria Perdomo, welcome, and Lynn Coe. Welcome to the party. We are celebrating Hanukkah here at Congregation Shaarey Zedek. And if this is the first time that you catch one of our streams, why don't you subscribe to our channel? Just click it there, subscribe, and then hit the bell so you will be notified every time we go live. And if you're on Facebook, go to Shaarey Zedek Facebook page and you can like the page. Same thing. You can be notified every time we go live or we add some content to our channels. So now we have some more music. This time, Len from Chicago, welcome. We have more music from Leslie, and she's going to share with us 3 songs. And after those 3 songs, I'm going to light the menorah to officially welcome the 4th day of Hanukkah. So if you have your menorah handy, you want to get ready so we can all do it together. So now I'm going to invite Leslie to come once again to sing for us and to teach us 3 Hanukkah songs. Leslie, please.
Shalom, Chag Sameach. I'm here to play you a few of my favorite Hanukkah tunes. I hope you'll sing and enjoy from home. The first one is O Chanukah. I've been singing this song at playgroups for years, but it's good for all ages because it reminds us of all the fun things we do to celebrate Hanukkah. O Chanukah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Dreidels to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning bright. One for each night they share a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they share a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Oh Chanukah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Dreidels to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning bright. One for each night they share a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they share a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One of my favorite Chanukah activities is spinning a dreidel. I love spinning dreidels. And while I spin my dreidel, I like to sing this song. I had a little dreidel, I made it out of clay. When it's dry and ready, my dreidel I will play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. When it's dry and ready, oh, dreidel I will play. Now the only trouble with that version of that song is, I don't have any dreidels made out of clay. I have never made a dreidel out of clay. So sometimes, while I spin my dreidel, I sing the song like this. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of wood. When I tried to spin it, well, it spun pretty good. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of wood. When I tried to spin it, well, it spun pretty good. However, to be perfectly honest, most of the dreidels I come across these days are made out of plastic. Now, how do you sing a song with a rhyme that rhymes with plastic? Here we go. I had a little dreidel, I made it out of plastic. When I tried to spin it, well, it spun just fantastic. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of plastic. When I tried to spin it, well, it spun just fantastic. Do you sing while you spin your dreidel? We'll go back to the classic version of the song to close this dreidel-y segment. Here we go. I had a little dreidel, I made it out of clay. When it's dry and ready, my dreidel I will play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. When it's dry and ready, my dreidel I will play. Enjoy. And for my final song, Sivivon, Sov, Sov, Sov. Dreidel, spin, spin, spin. If you're a kid and you would like to spin like a dreidel, please spin safely and make sure there's nothing you will fall over into in the event that you fall over. If you're an adult that likes to behave like a kid, the same goes for you. We will start slow and we will slowly go faster. Are you ready? Here we go. Sivivon, Sov, 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 Chanukah Tov, Chanukah Tov, Sivivon, Sov, 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 Chag Simcha Ha'olam, Nes Gadol Haya Sham, Nes Gadol Haya Sham, Nes Gadol Haya Sham, Sivivon, Sov, 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 Chanukah Tov, Chanukah Tov, Sivivon, Sov, 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 Chag Simcha Ha'olam, Nes Gadol Haya Sham, Nes Gadol Haya Sham, Nes Gadol Haya Sham. And now, as fast as I can go, are you ready? Sivivon, Sov, 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 Chanukah Tov, Chanukah Tov, Sivivon, Sov, 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 Chag Simcha Ha'olam, Nes Gadol Haya Sham, Nes Gadol Haya Sham, Nes Gadol Haya Sham. Chag Sameach, Happy Chanukah. I hope you're doing well. I wish you all the joyful things in the world, good health, and the very best. Have a beautiful Chanukah. Take care. See you at shul. Bye.
Thank you so much, Leslie. I got so inspired by the dreidels that I changed my background just to be surrounded by dreidels now. Welcome, Sarah B. Hartley Hyman said, Happy Hanukkah from Easy Hyman. Welcome. And Cindy Bass is here. We welcome all of you to celebrate with us at the Shaarey Zedek in this virtual celebration with people all around the world. And now it's time to light the menorah. And for that, I'm going to switch my camera. Hello, Neta Aviv. Hello. And to do that, I'm going to change my camera so you can see the menorah that I have here in front of me. Here it is. You can see it right here. And if you have your menorah there, hello, Zana Saip Kates, welcome. If you have your menorah there, this is the time to light it. So, this is the way we do it. First, you have to light the shamash, which is usually the candle that is at a different level. You see here, all these 8 spaces are at the same level, but this one here is a little higher. That's the shamash. Before using any blessing, you have to light that one. Let's do it. Very good. You see, my menorah, my Chanukiot, was designed to hold tea lights, which is very convenient because it's way cleaner than having all the wax falling into the Chanukiot, and then it's very difficult to clean. So I love this one. It's very convenient for me to use. And so this is the thing. Now, before you light any of the other candles, you have to say all the blessings. Remember, in Judaism, with the exception of the Shabbat candles, you always say the blessing before you do the action. For everything else you do, you want to eat something, you say the blessing, then you eat it, and so forth. So this is no exception. First you say the blessing for the Chanukiot, and then, and only then, you light the candles. So why did we light the shamash first? Well, because the shamash, it's not really to celebrate the miracle of Hanukkah. Believe it or not, the rabbi said that the shamash is there to, this is the funny thing, the shamash is there to illuminate the room, because the candles of the Chanukiot, the only purpose for those candles is to celebrate the miracle. So let's do it. Let's sing together the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. That was blessing number 1. Now blessing number 2. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoteinu bayamim hahem ba'azman hazeh. Can I hear an amen? Amen. And now we light the candles. We start with a candle representing day number 4, which is the one that is more to the left. And then this one. Then this one. And then that one. Wonderful. And then we sing, הנרות הללו שאנו מדליקים, הנרות הללו שאנו מדליקים, על הניסים ועל הנפלאות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו, שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם, בימים ההם, בימים ההם, בזמן הזה. Maybe I should bring back the menorah here, right? Let's do it right now. Let's see if we can. And here it is. Here I have the menorah back here. So let's invite Rabbi Matthew Leibl once again to sing some more Chanukah songs, but this is going to be very interesting. Wait until you hear the last song that he's going to sing for us. Wait for that one, don't go anywhere, and let's enjoy more music by Rabbi Matthew Leibl.
So I've got the beautiful baby grand piano here in the sanctuary at Congregation Shaarey Zedek. And I have my mood lighting, my candelabra, my Chanukiot ready to go. I've played with Shabbat candles before on the piano. I think this is probably the first time I've had a menorah or Chanukiot. So this is great. And now I'd like to share with you a few of my favorite Hanukkah songs. The first Hanukkah song I wanted to share with you has to do with lighting the candles. I don't know about in your house, but traditionally in my house, this is the song that we always sang as we were lighting the candles. You've probably heard it before, right? It's called Ma'osur. I'll give you the Hebrew. Ma'osur Yeshuati Lecha na'eh l'shabeach Tikon beit tefilati V'sham toda nizabeach Letachin matbeach Mitzaram nabeach Azegmor b'shir mizmor Chanukah Celebration Azegmor b'shir mizmor Chanukah Celebration. How about a little English so we know what we're singing? Rock of Ages, be our song. Praise your saving power. You, amid the raging foes, were our sheltering tower. Furious they assailed us, but your arm availed us. And your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us. And your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us. There are a few other verses, but there's one, we never really sang it a lot, but I thought the English was kind of an interesting thing, and you really get a sense for it being a very triumphant song, a victory song, Rock of Ages, a song of salvation. What's interesting about Ma'osur is that this is not the only tune for it. I mean, it's the only tune I knew growing up. It may be the only tune you're familiar with, but you see, a few hundred years ago, in Italy, a fellow named Benedetto Marcello wrote an alternate tune. He composed a different musical version for the same words of Ma'osur, which had been around since the 12th, 13th century, if you can believe it. And this version is in a minor key with a totally different feel. Check it out. Ma'osur Yeshuati Lecha na'eh l'shabeach Tikon beit tefilati V'sham toda nizabeach Letachin matbeach Mitzarham nabeach Azegmor b'shir mizmor Chanukat hamizbeach Azegmor b'shir mizmor Chanukat hamizbeach. Isn't that interesting? Same words, two different tunes. Maybe that was something new for you. There are a lot of great Hanukkah songs. I think we could make an argument that of all the Jewish holidays during the year, Hanukkah has the best songs. It's got great songs for kids. It's got great songs for adults. It's got happy songs, upbeat songs. It's got sad, somber songs. It's got everything. It even has some wonderful Yiddish songs. Now, I do not speak Yiddish. The only Yiddish I know are a few things I probably shouldn't share and lyrics to some of the songs my Baba has been singing ever since I was a little kid. My Baba was a Yiddish teacher, in fact, back at the parrot school. Before, we learned Hebrew in schools, when Yiddish was a big option. Not so much anymore. But some of the music, some of the Yiddish music, the Yiddish songs are wonderful. Wife and Pripachik, Tumbala My Yiddish Mama. Those are just a few. Those songs can't be lost. Even if we're not using Yiddish on a regular basis, other than talking about people with chutzpah or, shtick, we still need these songs. When it comes to Chanukah, there's one Yiddish song that I've only ever heard because my Baba sings it. And she once told me that she sometimes hears it in her head from her childhood when she's lying there falling asleep around this time of year. The song is called Oy ihr kleine Lichterlach. Oh, you little candles. Let me share with you the English translation, and then I will attempt to play this short but beautiful melody and sing the Yiddish words. Forgive me, I'm going to do my best. But this is what they're talking about. Oh, you little candles, you are telling fairy tales, numberless stories. You tell of bloodshed, brotherhood, and valor, wonders from long ago. Oh, ihr kleine Lichterlach, ihr der erzählt Geschichtelich, Meiselech und so. Ihr der erzählt von Blutigkeit, der ihr schafft Gemutigkeit, Wunder von Amor, Wunder von Amor. Euer kleine Lichterlein, meine Geschichte wecken auf mein Pein. Tief in Herz bewegt sich und mit Tränen fragt sich, was wird wieder sein? Was wird wieder sein? Now, when I was growing up, 25 years ago, I think this came around, I was 10, maybe just before my bar mitzvah, and the very popular Jewish comedian and actor and movie star, Adam Sandler, this was pretty close to the beginning of his career, he put out a song that doesn't really have a lot to do about Chanukah, you'll see, but it's called the Chanukah Song. And this is a song that anyone who's in kind of my generation or right around my age, or maybe our parents and grandparents, if they heard us listening to it or we played it for them, and certainly, I don't know if young people hear it still growing up, but this is part of my Chanukah experience. Just like Maoz Sur, just like the Yiddish stories my Baba told me, all those things, latkes, dreidels. For people, I think, my age, North America certainly, the Chanukah Song by Adam Sandler is a big part of our Chanukah experience. And there was something, when we were talking about which Chanukah songs we were going to share, there's something kind of funny about a rabbi, even if it is me, playing this one for you. So I had to bring it down into a slightly different key because, believe it or not, Adam Sandler has a higher voice than you would expect. The whole idea was that Adam Sandler was trying to appeal to Jewish kids who felt excluded this time of year because while all their friends are out getting presents and decorating their houses with lights and Christmas trees and all the Hanukkah and all the Christmas songs, forgive me, that there wasn't really anything Hanukkah for these kids to tap into. So Adam Sandler wanted to fix this by writing a Hanukkah song. Put on your yarmulke, here comes Hanukkah, so much funukkah to celebrate Hanukkah. Hanukkah is the festival of lights. Instead of one day of presents, we have 8 crazy nights. So when you feel like the only kid in town without a Christmas tree, here's a list of people who are Jewish, just like you and me. David Lee Roth lights the menorah. So do James Caan, Kirk Douglas, and the late Dinah Shore. Guess who eats together at the Carnegie Deli? Bowser from Sha-Na-Na and Arthur Fonzarelli. Paul Newman's half Jewish, Goldie Hawn's half too. Put them together, what a fine-looking Jew. You don't need Deck the Halls or Jingle Bell Rock, 'cause you can spin the dreidel with Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock, both Jewish. Put on your yarmulke, it's time for Hanukkah. The owner of the Seattle Supersonicas celebrates Hanukkah. O.J. Simpson, not a Jew. But guess who is? Hall of Famer Rod Carew. He converted. We got Ann Landers and her sister dear Abby. Harrison Ford's a quarter Jewish, not too shabby. Some people think that Ebenezer Scrooge is. Well, he's not, but guess who is? All 3 Stooges. So many Jews are in showbiz. Tom Cruise isn't, but I heard his agent is. Tell your friend Veronica, it's time you celebrate Hanukkah. I hope I get a harmonica on this lovely, lovely Hanukkah. So drink your gin and tonica and put on your pajama, 'cause if you really, really wanna have a happy, 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 happy Hanukkah.
That was so much fun, Rabbi Leibl. Thank you so much. And well, this brings the event to an end. So I hope you have fun enjoying all the stories, the music, everything that we have to share for you. And here we have the menorah still burning on my home studio. I have the mensch on the bench. You can see it there, sitting in the corner. So much fun to have him there. And so thank you so much for everybody who participated today. A big special thanks to Marvin Polanski that he did all the footage that came from the sanctuary. That this camera work while Matthew was playing and everything else was done by Marvin. So thank you so much for your collaboration. We have Robert Didich, who did all the marketing, advertisement, and preparation for this event. Rena Elbaze, Alice Weissmann, Rabbi Matthew Leibl, Bill Weissmann, and Leslie Emery, and their kids, and my kid too, that they have some participation there on the videos. So some of the songs that you heard today are going to be posted as standalone videos during the week, so you can enjoy all the song, you can share it with everybody, and keep celebrating Chanukah for the next 4 days. So thank you so much for everyone to participate. It was great to have you there. And if you want to know more about what we are doing here at the Shaarey Zedek, remember, subscribe to our channels or send us an email to hello@szwinnipeg.ca. We would love to follow up with you after this visit to our virtual synagogue, and hope to have you with us for every event we do. Next one actually will be in about 12 minutes. We have at 6 o'clock the Mincha Mariv service, so you can stay around the computer and catch the service in a few minutes. Otherwise, enjoy your latkes, enjoy your donuts, enjoy Chanukah. Chag Sameach, everyone. Stay safe and hope to see you soon. Bye now.